Okay, welcome to Grue, and thanks so much for taking time out of your night and coming on the show.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
Definitely, definitely. What what I like to do is start out by having the guests say their name and what what they do.
All right. I am the Badstreet Beauty Miranda Gordy. I am a second generation superstar, a professional face breaker, or a pro wrestler.
There you go. I love it. I
Okay.
love it. So I was. Would you stop? He's wormy. I was reading up on you, and I saw before you actually started wrestling, like you were doing martial arts. Is that true?
Yes, when I was younger, I took Taekwondo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have carried it on, but now I'm doing other things, other things like wrestling. So yeah.
Okay, okay.
Thanks.
and, and like what how did you start loving wrestling? Like what made you want to actually start wrestling? I mean, was it your father or something else?
No, it was definitely my dad. That I guess was the biggest influence, obviously. Because I don't know if it wasn't for him, if I would even enjoy wrestling. I don't know, but definitely my dad just trying to, I guess, understand a side of him that I didn't get to see growing up, obviously, because he passed when I was young.
Yeah.
But just try something new. Um, I never thought I would get into wrestling growing up. But I don't know, I just got to a point in my life where I was like, you know what, if I'm ever going to do something, because people would obviously reach out to me through social media and stuff. And it's not like I ever really got away from my dad being a wrestler and being a wrestling family, because my brother did it and a cousin did and stuff like that. Um, I just kind of embraced it instead of um, just looking at it negatively, like it was just a traumatic thing and my dad passed and all that. And so I embraced it and now I've made a career out of it.
Awesome, awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And which wrestling school did you wind up going to? Like who was the one that trained you?
My trainers are Knight Davis is my main trainer. He ran XCW in Denton, Texas in the early 2000s. And he kind of took me he had his like a warehouse type thing. And he had his ring set up and he's like, you know what, you can do this and you don't have to like go to an actual school and train here. And it's more private and stuff. And because when I got started, I just wanted to make sure I even liked it, like I wanted to, before I invested a lot of time and like any money or anything like that, emotion, I wanted to make sure I liked it. So I used his ring and had some wrestling friends help me get started. And another big influence in my training is Tom Howard. He's a pretty well-known, reputable trainer, and his girlfriend, Zoe Starks on
Oh, yeah.
NXT currently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I that's who I got started with was Zoe. And she'd been in the business a few years and she just is so passionate about wrestling. She was nice enough to just come up and because she wanted to get in the ring too. And so they just kind of took me under their wing and got me started. And another person that's had a big hand in my training is Ember Moon.
Oh wow,
So
really?
Oh, wow.
yeah, she took over training for my other trainer when Tom and Teresa left or Tom and Zoe left. So she took over because she had gotten injured. She had the injury where she was out for a while. And so she took over training there while she rehabbed her leg. And so I trained with her about 6 or 7 months back
Oh,
in 2019.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
So I've
Okay.
had a lot of good people, have a hand in my wrestling training.
Oh wow, yeah, definitely. And when you were training, like what was the thing for you that hurt them? Was it the bumps that hurt the most, or running the ropes and getting the rope burns? Like,
Well, none of it felt great. Probably starting off with, I guess the ropes weren't so bad, just getting used to running them. That took me
yeah,
a minute. And the bumps were also hard, like just because it's not a natural movement. And so your body's telling you, catch yourself or whatever. And so, just getting started on kind of the basic stuff. But once you get past that, um, it doesn't necessarily get easier, but you get used to it. So,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. What was like the first match you ever had when you were done training?
My first match was against Niles Plunk, or Craig Kiesman, but it was me against Niles Plunk on a it was actually supposed to be an all-women show, but my opponent had something came up, and so he wrestled me, and so it was him and I in Bedford, Texas, and so definitely will always remember that. So, because it was hot, and I just remember it was the middle of summer in Texas, and a building with no air conditioner, and so,
Oh,
so I was like, whew, sweat. We were all sweating.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
oh my God, that's horrible. And who would you say was like a match that you really love working? Like, is there a certain person you love working the most?
Um, probably Craig, probably Niles Plunk. I think I've worked him the most out of anyone, and we always have a pretty entertaining match. Trying to think. Who else is a good opponent? I think one person that I looked up to for a long time, and wanted to happen was Jordan Grace. I had followed her for a long time,
Yeah.
and I got that. Of course, one that always sticks out to me was my match in Japan for DDT Pro against Saki, and like I was like 6 months in. I like should not have been in Japan that early, because I was still so green, and the match was not great, but I loved it because I did it, like
Yeah,
being in a
exactly.
different country, and the language barrier, and being super green. And so, wrestling's hard enough as it is, but if you like, it was just a big accomplishment for me, even if it wasn't a great match overall. So,
And how does it feel like after all the bumps and all the training, all the hard work that you put into going to wrestle, to actually win like your first title?
oh man, my first title was I'm trying to think of when it was. I remember it was the Texoma Pro Texoma Rose Women's Champion in Sherman, Texas. And it happened, let's see, it had to be 2019. So probably winter time, I think December of 2019. So from when my first match, July 7th of 2019 to December. So it took me that long to get my first title.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can't believe I remember all that. So in December 2019 in Sherman, Texas was my first title. And then it just hasn't stopped from there.
I know, I was looking at your page. Yeah.
But I've enjoyed every title that I've had. I'm super honored that the promoters, pick me and trust me to be the champ. And when you're champ, you're like the face of the company. So, so blessed to have all those opportunities with all those belts. So,
that's so awesome.
I know. And if you had to pick a dream match, whether it's someone from the past or someone in the present, like who would be your like dream match?
I always say China because she was my favorite as a little kid. She was my favorite
That's
women's wrestler. I was just in awe of her, and like she stuck out to me for some reason. And so, if she was still with us, I think that would be someone. But there's a lot of people that I look up to. I like Charlotte Flair,
oh yeah,
and Natalia, them
Woo!
two. Yeah, I would totally, definitely love a match with any of them. So.
okay. Billy, you have questions, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Dallas, Dallas is known for a feud between the Von Erichs and the Freebirds. How did it feel to wrestle in Dallas for MLW with the Kevin Von Erich sons on the same show?
So I've worked with Ross and Marshall on the same shows quite a few times, and they're really cool guys. They're really nice people. But yeah, the MLW show in Dallas, they did it really big for me, and they made it kind of like a homecoming deal, and really honored the Freebirds there on that show. And so that was special. Being there was special. I mean, it's cool to be on MLW, but definitely in Dallas, and super proud of Roxy. Like, you know, she was just on the Rumble and stuff. And so that was like, I was like her last match on the Indies before she went. And so that was cool. So it was like a bunch of cool stuff happening at one time. And anytime I get to see those guys, it's an honor, you know, because there's so much history and legacy there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Nice.
Yeah.
So if Lacey Von Erich was still wrestling, would you have loved to start a feud with her?
I think we would almost have to. I think that would be a must. You know, she was working with SWE, and I was the SWE champ, and that's kind of the place where I really got started and was my home promotion while they were going. And she had gotten some involvement, and they were kind of working on doing an angle like that. And, you know, I had big hopes for it. You never say never, but it would have been cool to have happened. But yeah, I'd be totally down. And it being in the Dallas, Fort Worth area, Von Erich, you know, Gordy, Freebird, I think it would have been a big draw. I think it would have been a big thing. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Awesome. So what was your favorite Terry Bam Bam Gordy match?
My favorite of my dad's matches is him against Kenta Kobashi in All Japan, like 1993. You can actually, I think you can still watch it on YouTube. You just type in Terry Gordy and Kenta Kobashi. I like it. I like the back and forth. I like all the All Japan stuff. Like that's what I grew up on, was my dad wrestling in Japan. So I seem to favor those more than like the Freebird days.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was a really good match. Like I like the energy, and Kenta Kobashi is one of the greatest ever. So I like that match a lot.
Nice. So did you like his work in Japan?
Yeah, that's what, like I said, he was going to Japan. The Freebirds weren't really doing much during my lifetime. You know, they were retired really. And so in the 90s, early 90s, my dad was doing the WCW NWA thing. And then in between that, he was going to All Japan. And so those are the things that I remember, the Miracle Violence connection. And there was even a time when he tagged with Stan Hansen at All Japan. And so those were like the first tag partners that I really knew of. Obviously, I know Michael, like he's my family and stuff, and Buddy. But that's who I was like, oh, these are my dads. Like this is who I'm hearing about, and like his All Japan matches, and you know, people from Japan being at our house, and just all of that going on at that time. So that's what I grew up on, and so that's kind of my favorite of my dad's stuff. And those matches are what I watch the most of, and what I try to emulate in my own wrestling.
Okay.
Okay. So what was your favorite memory of your dad?
My favorite memory of him. I have a lot of good memories with him. I don't know, just because he was gone a lot, like anytime we would just be home and like we would play, like he would somewhat play dress up with us. I remember like we would put like rollers in his hair and he would let us, paint his nails and stuff. And like we have pictures somewhere. So just stuff when he was home. He taught me how to fish. That's one thing that I really liked. He taught me how to fish and rollerblade and ride a bike. So all the normal dad stuff, just at home dad stuff he did. So
Nice.
yeah.
Do you still stay in touch with Michael Hayes?
I do. I talk to him a lot, actually. Especially now that I'm in wrestling and stuff, and he keeps up with me. And if I ever have any questions, like I'll go to him. And he's like my godparent, and so I keep up with him a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Would you sing Badstreet USA at a karaoke bar?
I might with enough alcohol. If I had one too many shots of tequila, I might do it.
I've been playing that song all day today.
Oh yeah. I get that a lot. Like it's an earworm of a song. Once you hear it once, you like put it on repeat for a day and you're like, why is this stuck in my head? It does it to me too. So
So were you a world-class championship wrestling fan?
I like the stuff that I have seen, but it was everything I've seen has either been like on YouTube or the network and stuff. And so it was just a little bit before my time, I'm a fan of a lot of people that came from there. A lot of great names came from WCCW, and I still keep up with a lot of the people too, and just hearing their memories and stuff. And I guess kind of living vicariously through them, but it was a little bit before my time. Still good stuff though.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you like doing during your free time when you're not wrestling?
Well, like home stuff. That's what I've been doing all day. I have a horse, so I ride a horse. I have chickens and so work out. That takes a lot of time to work out and train, and just I'm a homebody, so I like just chilling and being home is what I do in my spare time. just being chill.
Nice. So are you big on like video games and stuff?
I'm not. So I like Super Nintendo. Well, I was just playing, but I've not played a lot of like the Xbox or the PlayStation and stuff. Yeah. So not that I wouldn't, I just haven't ever spent a lot of time doing it. So right now I'm terrible, but I'm sure if I like practice at it, that I'd probably be okay at it. Probably not great, but I do okay.
Okay. And when you wrestle, of course you have to stay in shape. So how's your working out like what's your workouts like for the gym?
Like 30 minutes on the step machine daily, which is a pretty big task. So that, or like running the nature trails, or elliptical for cardio. And then lifting weights, whatever, chest or back or legs, whatever day it is. It just depends on the day. You work out like 6 days a week. Wow. So yeah. Plus, wrestling training on top of that, which is a lot of cardio and just keeping you in shape and stuff too for the ring.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
When you're going out there to wrestle, like you have to have that because you don't want to run the ropes once and then be like gasping for breath
Right? Yeah, or get through a match, gasping for breath. Absolutely. Yeah. So you gotta stay in shape, be in the gym, working out so you're strong and you can do stuff safely and and then just staying loose and stuff.
Definitely. Is there any? I know working out and wrestling training, you probably have to eat good too. But is there any cheap food or junk food you like to eat?
All of it. Yeah, like I guess I don't eat awful, but I definitely don't miss cheat meals either. So like I had pizza tonight. So but I was good most of the day, so pizza's okay. I'm trying to think. Pizza's probably the number one junk food that I'm just like, yes, that and any type of sweets. I'm a big sweets person, like cake or cupcakes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. I like it. And I'm a really big horror fan, and I like to ask guests this when I have them on are there any horror movies that you like to watch?
Ooh, I do like horror movies. I'm trying to think. I guess, what is a good one that I've seen recently? I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen like a really, really good one.
Yeah,
my favorite probably is The Omen, like the 70s version, because I saw that when I was a kid and it scared me and it stuck with me. And so like I'll say that one's my all-time favorite just because it stuck with me so bad. I like the It movies. I like the Saw movies. What else are good ones? What's your favorite? Oh, you know what? I liked all the Halloween movies. We watched the Halloween movies. I didn't like the last one though.
The last one sucked. That was horrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
That was horrible. How did they make
like,
that?
Okay, and then like the second one was all right, and then the last one was just like, what in the world happened? So
I'm like, who is this Corey character?
Yeah, it's like, what in the world? So
I would even consider that movie part of the franchise.
I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
I like the Texas Chainsaw movies. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, they're fun. Like, I mean, I'm more of a slasher fan, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Halloween. Like I'm fans of like slasher horrors.
Oh yeah. I like all of those too. All the classics, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and Halloweens and Friday the 13th. Definitely seen all of those, and I like all of them.
Yes, and then the Chuckies too.
Yeah, the Chuckies for sure. Yes, as a kid, oh my gosh, that was haunting as well. That was I didn't want any dolls in my room after seeing the first Chucky. I was like, I can't have any dolls in my room.
Right, exactly.
It stuck with me for sure.
And what about songs? What kind of music do you like listening to?
Anything on the radio, that's where I keep it at mostly. Anything cool and poppy, but I also like rock and like classic rock for sure. Like I have a pretty good vinyl collection. But I like R&B and rap and like the dance stuff, all the pop stuff on the radio, the Cardi B and the stuff like that. So I like all of that too. I like some country. I'll even say like I like some of the classic country stuff and like the 90s, some new stuff, but mostly like 90s country is where it's at. George Strait, Alan Jackson.
Yeah,
for sure.
classics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with wrestling, you travel a lot. So is there any place that you love traveling to, you love visiting?
I always love Tennessee because that's home. That's my first home. And so, and it's pretty. There's the mountains and it's like a lot of trees and stuff. And so I always like going to Tennessee or Georgia, the whole like Chattanooga area.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of a place I've been a couple times. I like Colorado, Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Also mountains. I like looking at the mountains. So traveling there is fun, and sightseeing, and I mean, really anywhere that I've never seen before, I'm totally down to check out. And I like traveling and I like seeing new things. So anything that I haven't seen, yeah.
Sweet.
Nice. It's awesome.
And what's your drink of choice? Like, what do you like to drink?
Like on the daily, like in just normal life, or like when I'm drinking. Water is what I drink the most
Want to
of.
have like a nice little shot or a beer or a mixed drink.
So alcohol of choice is either red wine or tequila.
Okay.
So actually, I'll take that back. I think my choice right now, if I'm at a bar, those are what I'm gonna either pick. A bar or restaurant, it's gonna be red wine or tequila. But what I've been drinking is it's cranberry whiskey, and it's like the best thing ever. And yeah, it's so good. It's brand new, and so I've been drinking that. Yeah.
Wow, I gotta try that.
I know.
It's really good. It's really good. The winery that I work for has it. It's from Longline Distillery, and it is like the bee's knees. So,
man, all
yeah.
right.
All right.
I'm definitely gonna look for that.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully it'll be making it to all the liquor stores across the country. So
I
Right.
hope
working
so.
on
And then
that.
the next time I'll say, Miranda, you were right. That is
Yeah.
the best whiskey ever.
Yeah, it's really good. So
And Bill, do you have any like final questions you want to ask?
Will you be attending at 80s Wrestling Con in May?
in May, no one's reached out to me yet, but I'm sure I'll hear something from someone. So as soon as they do, they'll advertise me if I'm there. So hopefully they do. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite like superhero?
My favorite superhero. That's hard. You know what? One year I dressed up as Hawk Girl, so we'll go with her. No one ever says anything about her, so I'm just gonna pick the outcast that no one ever pays attention to. I'm gonna go with that. So
How about like comedy movies?
comedy movies.
Yeah.
What is a good comedy movie? Now you put me on the spot. Have you ever seen like Grandma's Boy or Observe and Report? Those are good ones. I like Will Ferrell. Obviously all the Adam Sandler movies. Who else is funny? Seth Rogen is a funny guy. I like all of those people. So all the goofy, silly stuff. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
And is there anything coming up next for you that you want to plug? Like any matches? And
I'm trying to think of anything. I don't have anything. Like I said, I have an injury I'm rehabbing, so I'm out for a little while. And so I don't really have anything on the schedule coming up that I can plug. But when I get, I just took a date in Chicago. We're hoping to get Buddy Jr. in a tag. And so, that would be a big deal. So hopefully we can make that happen. Be in the Chicago, Illinois area. And I'm trying to think, July 28th, I think. So that'll be probably about the time I'll be back. So
okay.
yeah.
It's awesome.
And where can fans follow you at?
They can find me on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pro Wrestling Tees, all under Miranda Gordy.
Sweet.
All right.
Well, well, thank you so much for taking time out of your night coming on the show. It was really fun chatting. I know Billy had fun too.
Yes, I really
Awesome,
did.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely got to have you back on again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. When you're back in the ring, kicking ass, taking names, we definitely
Yes.
want to have you back.
And then what we'll do is we'll sing a duet of Badstreet USA.
That's fine. I'll take a few shots before I come on and we'll do it.
Okay. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Have a great night and happy 23 to you.
Yeah, same to y'all. Happy 2023.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
You
you.
Bye.
Bye.
too.